Adjusting myself.
I'm glad that is on there. Oh, hold on. Oh, we fit. There it is. We made it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, we fit. Yeah, how's it going?
Hi, I'm Joe.
This whole time I've been Lisa.
Apparently, I'm about to say hi. We are Joe and Lisa, and we are Natty Talks.
There we go.
That's just how this episode's going.
We're really good at this.
Right? We're professionals.
We're really, really good at this.
Someone told us that we were, and I was like, no.
Yeah, somebody. So we've had people message us and be like, "Oh my god, you guys are like professionals," and we're like very far from it.
Yeah, you should see all of our bloopers. There's an episode about that.
There is. It's a pretty good one to watch, actually. If you want, it's like 3.5 minutes long. Trust me, you should go watch our bloopers. It's pretty good.
They are. We're gonna get back to that.
And that's only like 3% of our bloopers. I mean,
yeah, probably.
I mean, if you watch our podcast over the time that we've been doing this, most of it's all just a big blooper reel, because you know.
Yeah.
We don't. We just do this for fun. We don't do this because we're like trying to be professional podcast creators.
Yeah. Well, honestly, with the way that we just started that, we just thought we should just dive right in and go into gender equality.
There we go.
No.
There we go. That'll be a good way to get our ratings up.
Yeah, totally. We won't be canceled. We won't be canceled at all.
We won't get canceled for the second, maybe third.
Third
time.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Maybe we will. Who knows? Maybe we'll get canceled for the third time. Maybe we should. Not diving into this subject or this podcast, but we're losing humanity by the second. So. Oh, good Lord. I really just want to tell people, like, will you all realize that you guys are just being brainwashed? Like, will you all just figure it out? Just figure it out.
Some will listen, some will not.
Figure it out.
I know.
It's right in front of you. It's right in front of your eyes. Just open them. Please wake up to the world we're living in.
Yeah.
If you're feeling stress and anxiety about the world we're living in, it's because you are falling under the trap that they are setting for you, dude. They don't want you to know.
Yeah, I know.
The mass media is paid for by the highest bidder to spin whatever story they want. Will you figure this out, please? Stop watching CNN and Fox News. Like, just stop.
Yeah.
Your life will get better, I promise.
Just get your news from other sources.
Or just don't pay attention to anything and just live your life the way you should.
That too, as well.
Because if you do that,
some people don't have a moral compass. So
I guess people don't have a moral compass.
Some people don't.
Some people don't. That's true. Not at everybody. Just some people don't have a moral compass.
Don't lump everybody together.
No. Also, if you have hatred, if you say something, repeat it back to yourself and say, is the underlying tone of this hatred? And if it is, change your way of thinking, please.
No, my favorite thing to do is if someone says something hurtful to me, I ask them to repeat it.
Yeah,
because
repeat
then
it.
makes them think.
Yeah.
Like, oh, did I really just say that?
Yeah, say it back to yourself.
Some people are bold and they'll say it again. And then it's like, oh, okay, you really are. You're gung-hoing it.
You're really going down that road. Okay, all right. Good luck. When you get to the end of that one, make sure you turn around and hope that any of the bridges you had aren't burnt.
Right. Double check your P's and Q's.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways.
We'll save that for
another day.
We'll save it for another episode because we don't want to.
No, this one's already derailed because we started it.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road today because we're going to talk about life today.
We're doing this life stuff.
Life stuff. I haven't looked at any of these. I looked at it like 3 seconds before we started this video.
I looked at like 2 of them. That was like, these 2 are good.
Yeah, these are good. We'll wing it. You know.
That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, it's kind of funny.
What is it?
It doesn't matter. We're just going to talk about it. It's kind of funny that we just started this way because the first one is just pretty good hitting. It's becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. Yeah.
It is very true.
I feel like most people don't grow.
Different types of goodbyes too.
Yep, different types of goodbyes. I feel like most people don't grow because they're afraid of losing something that they don't even own or have.
Correct.
Like, quit being afraid of losing something because
or the idea of a person.
Right. If you're afraid of losing something, then why would you put yourself under the control of having it? Because then you're just stopping your life.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of losing something. So you're going to make yourself in a way that is not yourself, because you're trying to act within the lines of, I don't want to lose this. And I know if I act this way, I won't.
Well, and if you're acting in the lines of losing something, you're acting in the lines of fear.
Yeah. I mean, I said this on the way over here. I'm about tired of this human experience, and I really don't care. So it's like, I fear nothing. Fear nothing. I really don't. I have nothing to lose. So I have nothing to lose. That's why I think it's funny when people say stuff about us, because I'm like, if you worked half as hard as I did, maybe you could say something.
Agreed.
Maybe. But I promise you, you don't even work nearly a quarter, not even a 10% of how hard I work, so I really don't care what you all say. I really don't.
I would agree. I think I'm starting to understand that with the different jobs that I have and the different titles that I have.
Right, yeah, like, could care less. You all don't pay my bills, so, you know, you can take that and say it into your corner.
Like we've said before, if it's not one of the 3 Fs, then don't worry about it.
We'll repeat the 3 Fs real quick. If they are not financially supporting you, if they're not feeding you, and if they're not fucking you, don't give a fuck about them. The 3 Fs to live by. It makes it pretty simplistic.
Like, guess in the comments which two did you provide? Ooh. And which way do I provide for him?
Oh yeah, there we go. That's a good way to get it going.
No.
See a bunch of people who think we fulfill the 3 Fs.
Right. You must fulfill one in my life, or 2, or 3.
Yeah.
In order for me to stick around with you.
That's right. You should try to go for 2 out of 3.
Better yet, go for all 3.
If you're, you should try to go for all 3, but 2 out of 3.
If you're capable enough, go for all 3.
Yeah, if you're capable.
Go for the home run.
Sure. But yeah, I don't think people I don't think people understand that, like, I mean, what we were just talking about, you know, putting yourself under an umbrella of things.
You're holding yourself accountable.
Well, yeah, you need to hold yourself accountable for your actions, because there's always cause and effect.
Correct.
And what you put out into the world is going to come back to you.
Correct.
Which is why I said, if you say something, repeat it back to yourself and say, is the underlying tone of this hatred? Because all you're going to receive is hatred and negativity.
You also have to be okay with the consequences of the actions that you do.
Yeah.
And you have to live with them.
Yeah. Certain decisions that you make hold a lot of weight. And not always a good decision that you feel is a good decision at that time period is a good idea. This is why we talk about emotions and like handling them.
Yeah. I just have the upper hand on that on you. So.
Right. Because you're a woman.
Correct.
Women are wired to handle emotions.
Correct.
Men are wired to think logically.
Correct.
If you don't have that understanding in your dating life, good luck. Good luck.
Very true.
And that goes to men and women, not just women.
I was going to say it goes to both.
Goes to both. Men, if you do not understand that women think emotionally, dude, it's going to be really difficult on you to have a real relationship.
You have to learn to use both sides of your brain.
Yeah.
Both sides of your brain. Because even this morning, like I did one of those fun little like quizzes to see if I was left-brained or right-brained. And it actually said I was left-brained. And I was like, I have always been right-brained, but because I think hanging out with you as well as other people, I'm learning to be able to understand both sides.
Yeah.
I just will lean more right, but I'm understanding the left better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like, and I mean, women need to understand it about themselves, you know, like there are things that women can do. There are things that men can do that neither one or the other can do. So like, this is why we work together.
That is why man was created and then woman was created.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean men are greater because they were first. It just means the best thing was saved for last.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second one.
You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. And we just said, like, you know,
your actions have to match up with your
words. Your actions have to match. You can't tell someone you love them when your actions say otherwise.
Correct.
You can't.
Like, words are important, especially the people who have like a love language of that. But like actions have to match up with them.
Saying something is useless unless you don't do something. Like, if you're just saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, well, that's going to go for as long until you say, oh, I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This will never happen until you say, I'm doing this.
Correct.
I'm going to do this.
Correct. It makes me think of the verses before the famous, like 1 Corinthians, where it's like, love is patient, love is kind. There's verses before that that's like, if you do these things without love, then it means nothing. It's the same thing.
Right. It's the same thing. Like,
if there's no love action behind it, then it's nothing.
Yep. Yeah. And realize that, like, when you say you're going to do something and then you don't, and then like you put action behind something or whatever, but like, let's say you just say you're going to do something and you don't. The person you're saying those things to probably loves you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't do what you say you're going to do, you're hurting the person that you're supposed to be loving back.
Correct.
And that's very hurtful to someone. So like, like, it hurts, and you're causing issues for a human, you know, like,
you're causing disconnect.
Yeah.
And miscommunication.
And you're just hurting yourself in the process. So it's like, focus more on doing than saying.
Correct.
Like, do it.
Yes.
Because not doing it is just a waste of time of yourself and whoever else is around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Third one.
Wait, do we have to count?
Yes.
There's a lot of these, so do we have to count?
Maybe.
I'd rather not.
Okay, I'm going to do what I want to do, so continue.
I love this one.
Okay.
Sometimes your value isn't seen until your absence is felt.
This is very true.
There's two sides to this. This is immensely true because there's always going to be an occasion in life that something's going to happen and somebody's going to say, damn, I wish that person was here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a different level of feeling that. I don't want to make you cry on here.
No, you can. It's fine.
There's a different level of feeling that when somebody is still present on this earth and you like, man, I wish they were here. It hurts in a different way than they're not on this earth and they can't be here. Because then you have understanding.
Yes.
You have understanding why they're not there. But when they're still living and breathing on this earth and you're like, man, I wish this person was here, it hurts.
It does.
Because it's like, damn, you know? And yeah, so when you're absent, if you weren't being appreciated and shown gratitude that you're there, first off, you don't really need to be there. But second off, when you're not there, it's going to reflect. Like, your presence is felt. Like,
no, and I'd agree with that too, especially if someone else in your life is causing you to not be yourself and other people recognize that. Yeah, it sucks when that person is not there.
Yeah.
That person that you know, because someone else is affecting that.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're the person that you're aware that you're not yourself, it really sucks because you can't pull it out of yourself. And that's what hurts. Yeah. That's what hurts with that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's...
But yeah, also in the sense of someone who's no longer physically here. I get what you were saying.
Yeah. It just hurts differently.
It does.
But there's more understanding for the other one.
Yes, there is. There's more grace and patience for the other one.
Right.
Within boundaries.
Yeah.
No, I'm not allowed to count.
I know, this one's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's fine to fight for someone who loves you. It's a waste of time to fight for someone to love you.
Say that first part again.
It's fine to fight for someone who loves you. It's a waste of time to fight for someone to love you. And this is a hard lesson.
Yeah.
This is a hard one to learn.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think I had to learn that the last couple of years.
I mean, like, you have to rely on someone to take what they're saying for truth when they say they love you, and that you're like, okay, I'm going to fight for this.
Right.
But it's also like the spot where you're like, is this a waste of my time? Because I'm clearly fighting for someone who doesn't love me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It's a hard lesson to learn.
I've been there.
Yeah. It's,
and been there, and then I got a tattoo to disassociate.
Right.
I was continuing my sleep, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's
hard.
It's a hard lesson to learn. I feel like everybody has gone through this. I don't know if they've heard it that way. Like, it's
correct.
Like, you can fight for someone who loves you, which you should do.
Yes.
But if you're the other person and you don't love that person, you're just causing them heartache and wasted time.
And turmoil.
And
chaos.
Because they're like, I'm going to fight for this because this is what I want. And if you don't, you need to respect yourself and the person that is there and say, I don't want this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indecisiveness affects everyone around you.
Yes, it does.
Not just everyone around you.
And I'm going to correlate that into freaking driving. Don't be indecisive when you drive. If you're going to commit to something, commit to it. Because that's what causes accidents. And Ohio drivers are really bad at that.
Oh, don't even get me started on Ohio drivers, dude. Did you all ever learn how to drive a motorized vehicle? Like, did you all ever learn how to? Do you know that the gas pedal is there?
I'm slowly realizing that Joe is right whenever he said that Ohio drivers are aggressive, because I've seen a couple of videos of people who are not from here and they live here now. And yeah, I believe them now.
It's ridiculous. It's like, I'm going to drive aggressively, except for the part where I need to.
Like an on-ramp.
Like an on-ramp. I'm going to get on the interstate where people are driving at least 70 miles an hour. Oh, but I'm going to get on here really, 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 really slow.
I'm going to go 30.
I'm going to go 30 and get on here and cause a big pile up. That's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to speed off and get mad at everybody else.
Literally, it said that there was going to be a 5-minute delay to get over to Kentucky. And I was like, nope, I'm getting off at 2nd Street and I'm doing the bridge, and it saved me 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So forget that.
Don't get me started on the bridge.
I know.
I don't even know why we pay taxes to Cincinnati or this area. Complete and total failure. Total failure.
Okay. You want to go protest with the rest of the people who protest at City Hall today?
What they protest?
I'll tell you about it later.
No, say it now.
They were protesting President Trump and Elon Musk.
Oh, those are just the federal employees that are unemployed now.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Continue.
Time out. I don't know why anybody would be upset at the fact that we pay taxes and our money was going to stupid things.
I don't either.
Okay.
That's for our next episode.
Never make the mistake of assuming the person of peace is unskilled at war. I love that.
That's really good.
I'm a very peaceful and calm person. You do not want to be on my bad side.
Most calm and empathetic people have a dark side.
Yeah, you don't want that side of me to come out.
Do not push it.
Don't push it. You don't know who you're talking to. Just remember that. Like, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about anyone. You never know who you're talking to.
Correct.
So keep that in mind.
Yes.
You don't never know. They could be someone of power, or they can know people of power. So make sure that you mind your P's and Q's and be kind to everyone, because you don't know who you're talking to.
You don't know what battle somebody is also facing as well, too.
That's true, too. There are people facing immense battles in this life. Just be blessed that you don't have to deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
Live your life in a way that you don't have to deal with the things that you don't want to deal with. Mm-hmm. How hard is that?
Yeah.
It must be really hard. It must be real hard.
Read that one again.
Never make the mistake of assuming the person of peace is unskilled at war.
Yep. Which includes you. Don't think that when you push my buttons that I won't let that side out.
Oh, I know it will.
Okay.
I would expect it to.
Good.
Like,
it's not all peaches and ice cream over here.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows, dude. Like, sometimes you got to be good at war.
Dang it! I should have said peaches and cream, not ice cream.
And if you're thinking about war, if you think we're talking about war, dude, like war, like no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the battles you fight within yourself, within this world we're living in, within the journey you're on.
Correct. Not the logical sense of the word war.
Yeah, war is nothing.
The metaphorical word.
Yeah, war is nothing more than a bunch of grown-ass little boys that can't communicate. So that's all that is, and a bunch of people that are making money.
Fair.
That's all it is.
I know.
I wish more people would understand this. 1 minute of anger, lust, and greed can ruin a decade of your hard work.
Ooh.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can.
This is why you should always just be very even-keeled, because especially in moments of like where anger would rise, if you don't do that, like, it probably saves you a lot of heartache.
Yeah, that's why I hung up on you earlier, because I was like, if I say anything else, I'm not going to say something nice, so I just hung up instead.
Yep.
And then proceeded to be a woman and text you about it.
Yep.
But then I was like, okay, it's fine.
Yep.
All good.
And I said this about lust, which I think is funny, because I see a bunch of other Twitter accounts posting this, but for all the young little boys out there who have not reached manhood, lust is the final frontier to manhood. Mm-hmm. If you can conquer lust, the world starts responding to you. Like,
yeah. The other thing is too is men aren't the only ones that struggle with that. Women struggle.
Well, I know that, but I'm a man, so I can't speak on.
I know. I just want to make sure that is out there as well too.
But that is very true. I mean, it's the same for women. Like lust. Like.
But there's a double standard in the world. If men struggle with it, they're like, oh, like get help. But if women struggle with it, they're like, oh, you're terrible. You're a whore. Like,
right. Well, I was gonna say like, dude. Regardless of what, if you're a man or a woman, if you're lusting after someone, all you're doing is identifying their physical body. Mm-hmm. And you're not actually giving a shit about the person that's in there.
Correct.
Because you're lusting after something that is physical, which is not ever going to form a connection. I'm not saying that, like, you can lust after someone and both of you can have a conversation with each other and agree to do things with each other. And next thing you know, you're having a great time. But that's never going to go very far, and you're just going to be detrimental to yourself.
You have to learn to love somebody before you're physical with them.
Right. You need to love someone. Like, actually, we said this in a video a long time ago.
Yeah.
Now, I was like, guys, if you really want to love a woman, don't have sex with her. Because you're going to see if you actually love her or not.
Correct.
Because it all feels good. We all know it does. Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah.
Like we all know it feels good.
Right.
But loving someone feels better. And I had to say that. I was like, guys, if you think that having sex with somebody is physical, this is why you're probably not very good.
Right.
Like,
it was like 10 episodes ago. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like, if you think it's just physical, you're missing the whole point. It's very, very, very intricate thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just very intricate. I like this one.
Okay.
This one is always a good reminder for me. You're getting close. That's why it's getting rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closer you get to going up, the harder it's going to be.
Right. Your breakthrough is about to happen.
Yep.
It's just like the metaphorical saying about an arrow. It gets pulled back before it's released.
Yeah. No, like, and this happens all the time. Before you go further in life, it's going to get really tough.
Yeah.
Every time. It doesn't matter. Like, that's how this works.
Yeah.
Because to be the person that you want to be, wherever that is, whatever goal you have, to get there isn't just going to get easier. It's going to get tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. Yes. So, like,
yeah.
When you realize that, your goals become attainable. Because then, the part where everybody quits, you won't quit. Like,
yeah.
Yep, this is going to be tough because this is just what it is.
Well, yeah, it's like for a woman giving birth, you can't just halfway birth a baby. You have to push it out the entire way.
Yeah, right.
So,
right.
Because it's the same for dudes with kidney stones. You can't half-ass push it out. You got to push it out the entire way.
That's true, man. That's true.
I don't know what else to compare it to.
This is a family episode.
Absolutely.
Oh, we're so good at this.
I know, right?
Oh, man. I'm also getting really tired of this weather, dude.
Same.
I'm getting really tired of this weather.
Same. Feel it in my bones now.
If this weather doesn't start turning, I might lose my mind.
I agree.
This is also a good one because I feel like people that have grasped this one have figured this whole thing called life out.
Okay.
And the people who haven't realized this are in a vicious cycle with themselves. And they're just going to continue to go in this vicious cycle for the rest of their lives until they realize it.
Okay.
Any lesson you refuse to learn will repeat itself until you do.
History repeats itself.
Yep. And, at some points in time in life, you kind of like take a step back and say, okay, what am I supposed to be learning here?
Right.
Because clearly what I think I'm supposed to be learning is not accurate.
Okay.
And sometimes what you think, sometimes what you are learning or what you're supposed to learn is so hard for you that that's what you're supposed to learn, but you're just afraid to do it. And you're putting it off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and the tough thing is that like those lessons just keep coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Like those lessons just keep coming back and just keep coming back.
They do.
Until
you decide to break.
You're right. And guess what? I promise people, like, I'm like, dude, if you would just change your train of thought and take a step back and look at the things that you've done in life and the things that keep repeating. If you finally say, you know what, I'm not going to, this is what I normally would do. I'm going to do this instead. I promise when you do this, suddenly life works.
Yes.
And those lessons that you were supposed to be learning don't come up anymore. And if they do, you're like, oh yeah, I already knew that lesson. I'm going to go this way.
I know what to do. Yep.
I know what to do.
You learn to take a different path.
But doing a vicious cycle, you're just staying stagnant in life. And that's how you fall behind.
Yes. You can't just keep living in the motions. You have to make change.
Right. Like you have to, like, dude.
Don't become an NPC.
Don't become a non-playable character. I see so many people are becoming non-playable characters and it pains me because I'm like, dude, you are just putting yourself as a non-playable character. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. Like,
oh yeah,
and take a minute and say, oh shit, is this me? Like when somebody asks you, what are you thinking while you're staring off into space, and you say nothing,
right?
You're a non-playable character.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to be like mean to somebody. I'm saying it to yourself, yourself. You know, like the last thing I would want to be is a non-playable character.
It's the same thing for any job interview. When a job is like, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, you don't want to say, I don't know. You want to have some type of an idea or some type of a plan.
Right.
That might not work. Fine.
Got attacked.
You wanted to high five the net. It's fine. You want to have some sort of plan because if you don't, it just comes across as like stagnant or what's the word I'm thinking of? Blissfulness. And you don't want that in life.
Right. Like, even at the moments that I've been at the highest of highs in my life, I was like, dude, I made it here. So the next step up from this is going to be rather higher. And like, when you're around people who don't view it that way, it makes it really difficult to achieve great things.
It does.
Like, and not every lesson is a bad thing either. No. Like, I did these things to succeed. What did I do that messed it up along the way? How do I make this more efficient so the next time I succeed, it's quicker and better?
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't think like this, but
I don't either.
I have an IQ of 150. Do you know that?
No, you did not tell me that.
I do.
Good to know. I haven't done the IQ one yet. I'm kind of saving that one for last. All the little puzzles app that I have. I don't want to know what number I have. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint myself. Which means I can only go up if I disappoint myself.
Exactly. Yeah, you can learn and go from there.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a good one, and I wish more people would do this. Sometimes you must go to war with yourself to fix yourself. You should want to do this.
You should want to better yourself.
You should be like, you know what? I am a human being. I am a person. I am somebody. So I'm going to go to war for myself to make myself better.
Yes.
So I stop treating myself like this. Like, hold yourself accountable for the things that you do.
Yes, absolutely.
That A word is very hard for people, I guess. Accountability.
Yeah.
Like, name a successful person who does not hold themselves accountable.
Can't think of any.
Me either. Like,
well, I can think of one.
Who?
Kanye West.
I don't know what happened with all that because I didn't see any of it. But I know something happened. I don't. Yeah, you should hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
You should hold yourself accountable with everything. And like, you are your dude. You are stuck in this thing here. So you might as well go to war for yourself. So this thing and being inside this thing is a blissful, peaceful place.
Yeah. What'd you call it? Meat sack?
Meat sack. Bag of bones.
There you go.
Like, you have this your entire life, so you might as well make it the best it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
before you get to eternity.
Yeah, like, you're on Earth for this amount of time.
Well, that's too much. There you go.
Men and women, you know what I'm saying? You're on Earth for this amount.
Really?
You're on Earth for this amount of time.
That's because we've been lied to. Continue. You're on.
I'm not going to say it.
I know you're not.
Do you know how big this is?
Stop. We're not. Continue.
9 inches. So, did you know that? Yeah, right there. Anywho,
I'm not going to say what I want to say, but continue.
You are here for this amount of time. So why would you not want to feel as good as possible? Why would you not want to be as good as possible? Why would you not want to treat other people with kindness and respect as much as possible in this duration of time while you're here on this earth?
Correct. You're absolutely right.
This is why I think I'm going crazy, because I say these things and I'm like, it makes sense to me, but why do other people not realize this?
It makes sense to me. There's just a lot of people that don't have high IQs.
What's sad is when you know somebody has a high IQ and they don't do these things.
Correct. And it's not just an IQ, it's also the
common sense.
The common sense and knowledge, along with wisdom, as well as your EIQ.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what EIQ is.
What is it?
Emotional intelligence.
There you go. Spell it out for
him. I'm not good at spelling. We know this. I did a good job of spelling the last 2 episodes, though, when we were promoting things.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad one of us. Yeah.
Can spell. But not really.
Ready?
Yeah.
The longer you stay on the wrong train, the more expensive it is to get home. Yep. The further you go down the wrong path, the more expensive it is to just get back to your starting point. Because then you have to go to the right thing that you want to do, which is going to be more expensive.
Correct.
So this is just negative. We are in the red. The further we go down this train.
Right. You don't want to be in the red in life.
No.
You want to be in the black.
And if somebody has the common decency just to look at you and say, hey, I've gone down many roads in life, and I've been where you are. The road you're going down is not a great one. You might want to listen.
Correct. And you can set your ego, pride, and stubbornness aside.
Right. Like,
I had to do that when we first met.
Yeah. If somebody has been there, done that, you might want to listen. We all play Grand Theft Auto. I don't know one person who played Grand Theft Auto without the cheat codes.
Fair enough.
If somebody has the wisdom to tell you, I've done this, I wouldn't if I were you, use the cheat codes in life.
Well, and just work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Listen to wisdom and take their experiences as a roadmap on how to get where you're going.
I thought you said bro map, not
bro map, dude. Bro map it. Hey, dudes, if you see a dude going through something, say, hey, man, this is what I did.
And don't be afraid. What?
Nothing.
I was going to say, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help as well, too.
Yeah, true. Reach out to your friends and people who have wisdom and ask them, like, hey, dude, what do I do here?
Correct.
And, you're not always going to hear what you want to hear. But sometimes you got to hear what you need to hear.
There are plenty of times that you have told me things that I did not want to hear, but it hit me in the heart, so I knew I needed to hear it, but I was like, I don't want to.
Right. I mean, when I was in Nashville, I saw my ex-girlfriend, which I wish one of these days, we're going to go to Nashville, and we're going to have a video of me and her, and how we go back and forth, because it's like a show. It is a show. Like, it's hysterical. But I actually looked at her and I said, hey, I want to say something to you. And she was like, oh, God, what? And I said, you stole my Bengals hoodie, didn't you? And she went, huh, what was I supposed to do? Send it back to you? And I was like, where is it? She's like, I don't know, some box somewhere.
Oh, went, gosh.
Dang it.
Dang it, I want that back.
That was my favorite Bengals hoodies. But then I said to her, no, I'm not talking about that. I want to say thank you for telling me the things I needed to hear. Because if you hadn't said that to me, I wouldn't have realized things that I couldn't see because I was stuck under the fog. Mm-hmm. I couldn't see past this. Yeah. And you told me something that no one else had ever had. You could say the guts, but you could say also they didn't love me enough to say things to me that I needed to hear.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you and I have had difficult conversations before, and it was like until you spoke to me in a certain way and worded it in a certain way that my brain would understand that it clicked.
Yeah, so, yeah. Like, you know, and if somebody looks at you who loves you and knows you, and they say, "Hey, I need to say this to you so you understand," don't hate them. Mm-hmm. Because in order for them to get to that point when they're like looking at you saying, "Hey, I'm concerned," mm-hmm. They have reached a spot that is not a good spot to feel.
Correct. They're either about done with you, or they're so worried about you that they're finally using their voice, and they're either like, well, either this is going to go nowhere or this is going to go into something better.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
which again is not being led by fear.
Right.
It's being led by confidence to have that conversation.
Yeah. No, like if somebody is confident enough to have that conversation with you and loves you enough to have that conversation with you, you might just want to put down your daggers and listen.
Correct.
Because they're not attacking.
Correct. They're
trying to help.
And both parties have to understand tone.
Yeah.
And body language, because that's a big thing too.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. Nope. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Ships that wait for perfect winds never sail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's true.
And this goes along with, like, if you're waiting for the perfect time to fix yourself, if you're waiting for the perfect time to love somebody, if you're waiting for the perfect time to go for a job, if you're waiting for the perfect time to do anything,
life's going to hit you.
It's never going to happen.
That too.
Never. There is never a perfect time.
There's never a perfect time.
Never a perfect time.
Life is going to life.
Life is going to life.
There was not a perfect time for me to break my wrist.
Nope. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But
it happened.
It happened. You just went through and said, you know what? I'm not going to let this.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it. Not going to let this drag me down. I'm just going to go with it.
Correct. Let my body repair itself.
Yeah.
High five. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not high fiving you with this hand. I'm not high fiving you with this hand. This hand's fine.
Yeah. You can't wait for perfection because it will never come.
Correct. Nothing is perfect.
Nothing is perfect.
Only one thing is.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. Yeah. And love always wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
Nothing.
Okay. You might as well say it because now I'm stuck on it.
While we're here.
Okay.
I do want to say this. So my good friend who watches the podcast, I was talking to her the other day, and she's getting ready to go into surgery for her brain tumor. And I actually mentioned this to her. I was like, because she was saying it's wild the way the brain works. She has a tumor on the right side of her brain, I think is what she said. So like she'll be talking normally, and next thing you know, she'll just slow down to this, and like she just has no control over it, and it's wild to hear.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how like your brain and everything works up in there,
Right. Well, even just the simple concept of like the right side of your brain is controlled by the left, and your left is controlled by the right.
Right. Like
you can't tell me that's not an intricate detail of the person who created you.
True. like if you're smart enough to look at the human brain and realize it's just set up like a computer, then you might understand why we always say stop programming your brain with nonsense. Like,
yeah,
speak highly of yourself and talk really good to yourself, so your brain is happy.
Correct.
Follow the 10 steps to happiness. You will program your brain to be happy, and then your world will be a happy place.
Correct. Well, even if you get a diagnosis, I'm not saying don't not believe the diagnosis, but speak against it.
Yeah, speak against it. I am not this. I am healed.
Yes.
Every day.
Same thing with parents and their kids.
Yep. So I told her, I was like, dude, I have something I want you to try, and I'm going to send her a bunch of this. But our sponsor, Magic Minds,
Magic
Mind is there's one benefit to this stuff, and I'm going to send this to her to see if it helps her out with her cognitive abilities and like her memory and like her brain function of like just how it's operating. Because it's gonna be a really good test for her, because like she has a brain tumor that is clearly affecting her brain, right? So it's gonna be cool to see what Magic Mind does for her. I know what it does for me.
Same.
I actually had this conversation with some. I was out with a client, and they were asking me, how do you find time to do all this? And I went like, what's funny? If it wasn't for this stuff I take, I wouldn't be able to do all this. And I'm not saying that because I'm trying to sell this. I'm saying that because I want you all to do this for yourself.
Correct.
I wholeheartedly work 5 jobs. I get 3 hours of sleep unless I drink one of their sleeping things, and I get 6, which is solid sleep, which also helps out your brain function in your body. But if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to do all the things I do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, even I just noticed within 24 hours of like not taking one and then taking it that like it made a difference. And I've had coworkers ask me about the sleep ones, because I've got one coworker who's a mom of like 3 under 10, or I don't remember, but she's like, I never get sleep. And I was like, well, let me give you some of these and let me know what you think. And if you really like them, then I will give you a discount code.
Yeah. So if you all want 20% off, magicmind.com/nattytalks20 will give you 20% off any order. Are they still doing the?
That's a good question.
I don't know, but you can do that one. If you try to do a bundle, you can try to use our other
discount. I think it's 50% off if you do a 10-day subscription to like give it a try. Don't remember what that code is, but we'll put it in the video.
We'll put it in the video. See, you have to pay attention.
We're professionals.
We're professionals, but yeah, like we said this multiple times, but like this is a no-brainer, because if you order it and you don't like it, which I don't,
there's a 30-day guarantee or a 100-day guarantee.
You at least have 30 days to say, I don't like this, I'm sending it back, and you get a full refund. So like you have nothing to lose here.
And it is FSA and HSA qualified. So
is it?
Yes. I just now found that out the other day.
Oh boy.
And I was like, good to know going forward.
Yeah.
But yes.
Repeat that.
It is FSA and HSA qualified.
That is important, because you all now have no excuse. Like you all can just do this.
Yeah, I mean that money's already coming out of your paycheck for health stuff, and you can just use that card.
There you go. Perfect.
I wish I would have known that a little bit sooner. I mean, granted, I had to use my card for other things, but
Right. But yeah, seriously, like we like to give them a bunch of love, because they are giving us love by their product and how it is helping us.
Yes,
so
tremendously.
If you just give it a shot and take it every day, because you had to be disciplined for yourself in order to do anything for yourself.
And don't run out.
Yeah, running out sucks.
Yes, it does.
Running out does suck, because you can tell.
Instantly. I knew it within 24 hours.
You can tell. You're like, oh man.
Yep.
And yeah, like I don't tell anybody to do anything, because I'm like, you're on your own journey, dude.
Correct.
I don't tell no one.
You make recommendations.
I make recommendations, and you can listen or not. I don't really care, because you're on your journey and I'm on mine, and I don't really care how yours is. Your journey is your responsibility.
Yes.
But I am telling you from my experience, you might want to just give this a try.
Yeah. Magic Mind.
Magic Mind. Seriously, give it a try. Next one.
Okay. Why are you side-eyeing me?
Because you're going to like this one.
Oh, okay.
Fear doesn't stop death. It stops life.
Very true.
We're all going to die.
Yes, we are.
All of us.
Yep.
You can't get out of this world alive, dude.
Nope.
Thank God for that.
Only 2 people have done it.
Yeah. But fear absolutely stops life.
Yes, it does.
Like if you're afraid to do something, you're just... Sorry. If you're afraid to do something, just go ahead and tie your anchor to yourself and go throw yourself out there in the Ohio River, and that's what you're doing. You're letting your fear hold you back.
Correct. It'll take you a little bit longer to get to the bottom because the river's up.
Yep. But yeah.
But don't do that. Don't let fear be your anchor.
Yeah, just don't.
Let something else be your anchor in storms.
What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of death? Why? You don't have to be in this human experience anymore. Thank God. Like,
correct.
Fear nothing.
Correct. When you know there are greater things outside of death, then you know that this is not the end.
I don't know if I want to say that on here.
Okay, you don't have to.
I don't want to.
Okay. I don't know where you're going with it, so I can't approve or deny what you want to say, but you're also you, so you're going to say it no matter what. Or you can wait.
When you realize that our world has been ran by evil, you'll then be like, what am I afraid of?
Yes.
Like, what am I afraid of?
You're absolutely right.
Nothing.
Correct.
What? I have nothing to lose. What am I afraid of? You cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick. Ouch.
If looks could kill.
I know, that's why I said ouch. Yeah,
you were absolutely right, though.
You can't.
Because I have been there as well.
Sometimes, in order for somebody to grow, a new environment is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Space is needed. Solitude is needed. And when you realize that, it kind of makes this journey a little easier on yourself. And that's for other people. Like, sometimes you need to just let go and say, this soul is on their journey. My soul is over here. All I can hope for is that their soul somewhere finds me along the timeline that we're in. And that's about as much as you can do. Sometimes you just got to let it go.
Correct.
And that's hard. Very hard to do.
It can be.
Very hard.
And sometimes you have to learn to get up and move from that environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot sit in it, because if you sit in it, then you will be, like you said, stagnant, and you will not be yourself. And when you are not yourself, the people who love you and care about you miss you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For real. Like, you should try at most not to hurt the people who love you.
Mm-hmm.
Because finding love in this world, like, your parents are always going to love you. Your families are going to love you. But, like, finding love outside of that is extremely hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do find that, don't let it go.
Correct.
Because
it'll damage it.
It'll damage it. And that's the last thing you want to do, because karma is a patient bitch, but it never misses.
Correct.
It always pops up right at the wrong time.
Yes.
And karma never misses.
You are correct.
Just remember that for the way you treat people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Okay.
And I've been asked multiple times in the past week, how do you find time to do all this? And I didn't say this, but I'm kind of getting at it. It's like, nothing is scarier than avoiding your full potential.
Mm-hmm.
There's a button right there that says fuck it on it. Hit it, dude. Hit the fuck it button.
Literally.
Hit it. For real.
Your hand okay?
No, I think I broke it. But, like, hit the fuck it button.
You did not.
No.
You didn't pull a me.
I'm tough, bro.
Okay, bro.
for y'all. I know that I'm in a very different position in life than most people. I don't have kids. I'm not married. None of these things. So for me to hit the fuck it button is a little easier. But you can always find something in life where you can say, you know what, I'm going to hit the fuck it button.
Correct.
Hit the fuck it button. Say, I have nothing to lose.
We're a family-friendly podcast.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Hit the fuck it button. Say, I have nothing to lose. All I have to do is everything to gain. Mm-hmm. And start doing that.
Absolutely.
Start doing that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Idiot.
This is why I'm here, to make sure he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah. This one's going to resonate with you really good. You ready?
Yeah.
It is a luxury to have zero health problems.
Yeah. It resonates a little bit with me.
Yeah.
Right now with my wrist. But in general.
And I think something that people tend to not consider is not always your physical health. Mm-hmm. Your emotional health and your mental health is tied into all of that.
Absolutely. I can instantly tell when something is off. And then I find out what the cause is that's causing it to be off.
Right.
Whether it's I took something, I didn't take something, someone spoke something to me, I had a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Self-awareness and self-cognitive thinking abilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are very important.
You need to become aware of yourself and what you are. Like, you have your physical body, you have your mental health,
yes,
you have your emotional health, and you have your spiritual health.
Yes.
Those 4 things, if you don't do those 4 things, and these 4 things are not healthy, like that.
Yeah.
Let's say you take one out, these 3 are going to go. These 3 are going to go down. These 3 are going to go down. So you need to remember that you have 4 sides of your body.
I can't do that with these fingers. Oh, I can't. But like, if I wanted to put these, if I want to put these fingers go with this one, because look, serious. Like, they don't function on their own because I slammed this hand in a car door one time.
Take care of your body too.
Yeah, it's important.
It's very important. But seriously, like, if you haven't, because I don't really care. I've been in the hospital twice where I thought I was going to die, and so did about 7 or 8 doctors. So, you're not a machine. You're not just going to run. Even machines break down. Correct. Like, you got to take care of yourself.
Yes.
You got to take care of yourself in all 4 aspects of yourself.
Just like cars need maintenance, you need maintenance.
Yes, you do. And if you're not giving yourself the right things in order to run correctly, you're going to suffer in other areas of your life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Have to. Very, very important. Health is very important.
Yes.
All aspects. Keep every stone they throw at you. You got castles to build.
I like that.
This is why I like when people say stuff about us.
Yeah.
I'm like, keep going. Keep going. Because there's going to be a day when those people who threw the stones are going to look at the castle and be like, damn, I can't go in there.
Nope. There's a moat and alligators.
Yep. Yep. Like, also, you shouldn't be throwing stones at anybody, but I don't know. People throw stones at us and just fuels the fire, just be like, okay. Because if we actually said what we wanted to say on here, I know that
nobody would like us.
Nobody would like us, but that's for another episode, I guess.
Exactly. That's not for another episode.
I kind of want to talk about a 3-letter acronym that I don't think people realize that happened to Bengals Twitter, but
probably not.
Just look at the procedure. Followed it to a T. Not very hard to understand if you actually open your eyes. Yeah, that's what happened to Bengals Twitter. Nobody works harder than a person who hates asking people for anything.
Read it again.
Nobody works harder than a person who hates asking people for anything.
Yep.
I don't mind asking for help.
Correct.
But asking somebody for something like that I can do, absolutely not.
No.
I'm just going to work harder and get whatever I want done because I'm not going to ask somebody. I'm not going to say, hey, these are my responsibilities. Can you please do them?
Mm-hmm. Well, also just makes me think of people who ask like common questions when Google's free. That's just like laziness.
Right. Oh man.
I think that falls in line with common sense also. Like I get wanting to ask a person versus using a search engine, but like.
Right. I have two sides of that.
Okay.
Yes, you should say, you know what, Google exists, so I'm not going to ask this question that I can just look up at Google, but you also need to remember that Google is man-made.
Yes.
So things that are in there may not be actually accurate.
Correct. Including now with AI.
Yeah. 2, if somebody is asking you, hey, what is this? Try to become capable of answering any question that's asked to you.
Yes. I understand that they are limited and they want to grow their knowledge.
Yeah.
I ask you dumb questions all the time.
I know.
And you handle them with grace and kindness.
I do. I go, I forgot which one you asked me recently, but I was like, you know the answer to this.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was too, but like the one time like I was actually terrified to ask you what to do was when I like almost fucked up my car. Because I swore myself I would never do it, and then I did it, and then I was like actually scared to ask you because I thought you were gonna yell at me, and then you're like, okay, I'm not gonna yell at you, this is what you need to do, and I was like, okay. I went through a whole emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, and if you're on the end of somebody asking you for help, don't be a dick.
Yep.
Realize that they don't know, and it's okay to not know.
Yes.
Be thankful that you do know.
Correct.
Like, I am so thankful that I know the answer to this. Mm-hmm. I don't have to Google.
Yes.
Yeah. Or if somebody asks you for your opinion on what would I do here, I'm like, well, from my personal experience,
right,
this is what I did.
Yeah.
If I could go back and redo it, this is what I would have done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you can't answer it that way, then don't answer the question at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think this. Yep. Lastly,
okay,
don't be scared to start over. You might like your new story better.
Yep.
And this one's a fine line for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you find what you've been looking for your whole life, and you don't. It's hard for you to see how something could be better.
I can understand that. It depends on what realm you're talking in.
Yeah, but like sometimes it's harder. How am I going to put this? I'll just go here. Sometimes you pray to God, mm-hmm. and you say, God, I want you to send me these specific things. And this also goes along the line with God can provide those things for you, but God can also take them away from you.
Yes, He can.
And if you pray for certain things and everything that you've prayed for is there, and then it goes away, it's hard to get to the spot of being like, I could start over. But it's hard to take myself away from those things because I tried so hard to get the things that I asked for, and I got them, and now they're gone. So when is the spot where I stop trying and I start trying to start over? That's the hard one.
And that's the beauty of surrender.
Yeah.
And trusting and having faith.
Yeah.
Which is hard to do if you didn't grow up in a culture like that, or you didn't grow up in a household like that. If you don't know what faith is and you're new to it, it can be really hard to understand it. So the people that do understand faith and have a good understanding of it, you have to remember to give people grace when they're new to it, mm-hmm. and not penalize them or judge them or make them feel bad or chastise them while they are still learning.
Yep. Giving grace mm-hmm. is very hard sometimes.
Yes.
Not all the time. Sometimes Correct. It's very hard to give grace and have understanding and have hope.
Correct.
For someone or something.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I thought I knew what patience was, so I bet you.
Yeah, I'm a very patient man,
Yes.
which might be my downfall. I'm also a very stubborn man, so that also might be my downfall.
Yes, you are.
I'm also a man in general, so, you know.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, stubbornness will be the killer of you, I think.
Me or you?
Me.
Oh, okay.
And anybody. Yes. But sometimes it's good to be stubborn in something, you know?
It is.
Like, yeah, it means you care.
Mm-hmm.
It means you want it.
Correct. But yes, it's a fine line you have to dance.
Fine line you have to dance. Because, and I've said this on here, and like, you know, sometimes instead of living life like, oh, I can just start over somewhere else. At some point, you have to be like, no, I'm going to make this work.
Especially if you were constantly running.
Yeah, if you're constantly running away from your problems and you're constantly running away from the things that you're afraid of, you're just going to keep running.
You have to learn to face it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I had to do with my first relationship. Dated a narcissist, never dealt with the emotions of it until I finally got to a point where I was like, yeah, I probably need to deal with the emotional trauma of the past as well as heal myself for the future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw something the other day that was like pretty powerful. If you do not fix yourself and relieve yourself from the trauma that you have been through in life, your kids will have to deal with your trauma, and your trauma is going to go into them.
Generational curses are a thing.
You are just pushing generational curses if you do not break your own trauma and learn from it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's tough to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's also it's tough also to identify some of your trauma.
Absolutely. And that doesn't mean people who are extremely blessed and what seems like have a good life, it doesn't mean that they don't face it. They do. They just might face it privately or in different ways. Whereas the people who have generational trauma that's like in your face, not in your face, but like it's very obvious. Like those are heavy demons that they are fighting.
Very heavy.
And every demon is different. Every spirit is different. And sometimes when one leaves, it tries to come back and it brings 7 of its friends.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough one to battle.
It is, but
tough one to battle. Yeah.
You're on this journey. Continue on it. Don't be stagnant.
Yeah, don't be stagnant. That's not what you're here for.
Correct.
You're here to grow.
Yes.
Learn.
Yes.
Not be stagnant. Being stagnant makes you fall behind in life.
Yes, it does.
And then you can't get out of the vicious circle you're in.
Yes.
And your life's just going to be the same way over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just break the chain. Just break it.
Or if the seed's been planted, let it burst.
Plant the seed.
And let it grow.
And let it grow. And water the grass you're standing on.
You change the environment that the flower is in. You don't change the flower.
Right.
Sometimes the flower needs to be changed, but the environment is important too.
Dude, like, I wish more people realize this.
You can't grow a cactus in Alaska.
If you're standing on grass and you don't like the color of it, water the grass. Because the grass on the other side is just astroturf and fake.
Correct.
It looks nice.
It's not real.
It's not real. Sorry.
Squirrel.
I thought you said something.
No.
But yeah, it's not real. Water the grass you're standing on.
Correct.
Make the grass you're standing on nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This lady's confused.
It's fine.
But okay.
Confuse a lot of people.
I know.
Started the whole video with confusion.
Typically how we do it.
Apparently I wanted to be a man. Did you already forget what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember now.
Okay.
I remember now. One day we're gonna get good at this.
One day.
One day.
Maybe it'll help if I have food in my system.
Yeah, we need to go get something to eat.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. I haven't eaten yet today.
Okay, then we definitely need to get food.
Yeah. Okay. What do we say?
Just remember, it is Cincinnati against the world, and we are at the helm.
She did it.
I did. And the riverside.
Who's gonna get up and stop it?
I guess I can.
Please, because I'm kind of stuck.
Because you're stuck.
I'm stuck.
You didn't do it very gracefully either.
No.
You just like shoved yourself in there.
I suck.